What's up, guys? KAMIKAZE-FOX here, coming to you from the IRL League today. Season 4, Round 6 from Austria, one of the classic F1 circuits. So unfortunately, I missed Round 5 at Spain last week. Was out of town, but we are back here for Round 6 at Austria. So a lot of catching up to do as we start getting things rolling here. Bear with me here for 1 second as we run through the driver lineup as we get ready to start qualifying round 6 here. IRL Season 4, Round 6, F1 2017 on the PS4 platform. Got a few people joining in. I want to thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in. Qualifying session is getting underway. Praga X30 is going to be Lewis Marshall. Little piece for the life of me, I can't remember. Schmicky Mickey is reserve Ferrari driver, I believe. Beastie Kids is Louis Quinlan. We see F3Y IHD, that is your championship points leader, Felix Neguar. He's gone 3 for 3 so far this year. He's been won the first 3 rounds of the season. He's missed the last couple of races. Looks like he's back and running. Wasted Times, I believe, is Sue Pottertini. Orange Warrior, Shark Boxhorn. He's had a rough go the past few races. He'll be looking to try and at least finish a race today. Callum the Boss, that's Callum Lantham, be rocking the Williams. Everything No Zero, that is TJ McLean, I believe. He is going to be, he is at Williams. He's reserved for Williams. TJ McLean. Praga is going to be rocking the McLaren today. See a couple of guys going out on their outlaps. Let's see here. Super Guy NL. That is Sebastian Goncalves. Just going to call him Sebastian for now. And then we have Zexer. Crocodile, Cameron Weston Edwards sitting 3rd in the championship point standings. Let's see, Howie's dad, 1973. That is Francis McGinn. He raced yesterday in the SRL League. Then we have Brandon the Man Glover. He was last week's winner at Spain. I'm sorry, no, he was not. He was your round 4 winner at Brazil. Last week's winner was Francis McGinn. McGinn won on his IRL debut. Then we have Dougal 150, that's Kieran Evans at the bottom. Apparatical and Joda, that is Joshua Dangle, rounding out your driver lineup. 18 out of 20 today, not bad, as we take a look at Lewis Marshall here on his outlap in the McLaren. Spain was an interesting race. If you weren't here for last week, as I wasn't, I had to do some catch-up. You can catch the live stream of Spain's race on Kala Waffles YouTube channel. It was definitely an interesting race. Spain, Francis McGinn won at Spain. He won. It's the 5th time a driver has won on his race debut for the IRLs. We see Lewis Marshall start his go fast lap. Francis McGinn also got pole time. So that was the other thing. 5th time winner has won on his race debut in IRL. Francis McGinn was also the 5th different pole sitter we've had this year so far. 5 rounds, 5 different pole sitters. So you had Francis McGinn, round 5 in Spain was your pole sitter. Round 4 was Brandon the Man Glover. Round 3, Felix Neguar was your pole sitter. Round 2, Stefan Prodenoff was your pole sitter. And round 1 back in Canada, Jimmy McCardell set the fastest time during qualifying. So 5 different pole sitters, and see if we can make it 6 for 6 here at Austria. Austria is a very interesting track. Spain was also the 3rd time in IRL history that there has been an all-British podium. Francis McGinn won. Matthew Alder, who had an amazing race last time out, started 18th, managed to finish 2nd. as the three guys are now starting to set fastest times. And Brandon Glover finished third. So 2 strong outings. We've got a caution in sector 2. 2 strong outings for Brandon Glover. Round 5 finishing third, 1 round 4. Super Guy NL has set the fastest time so far, 106.641. Lewis Marshall, second fastest. See Zexer, 107. I believe that is Sandro Sauerhog. He is... Oh, and Felix Naguar is now going second fastest. Try to keep up with some of my notes here. Yes, Sandro Sauerhog is Zexer, your 4th fastest guy on the track. He is going to pull into the pits now. Let's take a look at Callum the Boss. He is ghost. That's never a good sign. Looks like he may have had some internet connection issues, and he's not ghost no more. He's on his out lap. Drops the left side tires. Lets a car go by. Car is ghost. So we're going to pick up Cameron Weston Edwards, sitting third in the championship point standings. He's in the factory Renault. It looks like we have KB Killer Zone 22, says he is joined at the bottom of the screen. That would be Killian Brady. He, interestingly enough, is the championship points leader in the SRL League that I commentate for. You can definitely check out their YouTube page. They are well into their season. They ran round 11 yesterday at Canada. It was a phenomenal race. There's a lot of crossover between a lot of the drivers here. Cameron Weston Edwards does IRL and SRL, as does Killian Brady, as does Francis McGinn and Louis Quinlan. So the rotors are already glowing red hot on the Renault. Austria, one of the classic F1 tracks. Very quick, obviously at a 106. It's not a very long track. 9 corners, only 1 left-hand turn in the whole thing. So it looks like Cameron's gone ghost now. Not sure if he's having internet issues or if I am. But he sets the 11th fastest time. So 5 minutes to play in this session. Jump on with Stissy. He's in the Sahara Force India, not sure, 100% sure who that is, but he's on a go fast lap. DRS slots open. Run up into turn 1. He's currently got the 7th fastest time. Louis Quinlan is on his out lap. And looks like Shark Boxhorn has crashed. Broken right front suspension during qualifying, and Shark Boxhorn cannot catch a break. You see the Williams go around the outside of him. So another tough break for him. 13th fastest. See here, this is Kieran Evans in the Toro Rosso, going very slow. Pick up Stick. So a couple interesting things happening here in the qualifying session. Looks like a couple internet issues. As he dives down, ooh, drops the grass. Oh no, bangs the wall trying to head into the pits. That was not very graceful. He'll definitely have some wing damage after that. Pick up TJ McLean. He's in the other Williams. Nice bright yellow helmet. Not going to miss that. Very reminiscent of Art Senna's helmet design. And he's yet to set a time. He's very slow coming out of that corner. There he is. That was the other Williams. Looks like that was Callum Lantham's Williams. Using all the curve coming out of the last corner, down the front stretch. Where does he land? Second fastest. Wow, 106.672. He's only a tenth off of Super Guy's fastest time. Nice run by TJ McLean. Pick up Sandro now in the Scuderia Toro Rosso. Looks like he might be off the gas. See what kind of run he gets coming out of the last corner down here on the front stretch. And he is sixth fastest so far. So the only one not to set a time yet is Francis McGinn here in the Red Bull Renault. He's currently on an out lap, according to timing and scoring. Oh, runs a little wide there, gets a little shaky over the curbs. Looks like he's going to start his go fast lap. There's 1:35 left to play in the session. He's definitely waiting until the last minute to try and set a time. He's got one of the Mercedes in front of him. Works his way around that traffic a little bit. Oh, and the back end kicks out just a little bit coming out of that corner. See one of the Williams there off to the side, letting him go by. Fast down into the right-hander. Now you're coming up on the lone left-hander of the circuit. Semi-blind corner. Looks like TJ McLean has retired from the session. He's called it a day. He'll have the second fastest time. Louis Quinlan done the same. 10th fastest. Super Guy has called it. Continue to watch. It looks like Francis McGinn's gone ghost. Now he's not ghost. That's cautions in sector 1 and 2. That's probably the cars pulling off. So McGinn still has yet to set a time. So you've got guys pulling off left and right, rounding out the qualifying. We're going to stick with McGinn here, see if he sets a time or if he's going to start 18th. Time is up. Hot laps will count. As it stands, Super Guy NL is going to be your pole sitter, followed by TJ McLean, and then Felix Naguar, Lewis Marshall, Joshua Dangle will be 5th, Sandre Sauerhog 6th, Brandon Glover 7th, Apparatical will be 8th, Stitchy is 9th, Schmicky Mickey is going to be 10th, Louis Quinlan 11th, Kieran Evans 12th, Cameron Weston Edwards only sets the 13th fastest time. And oh, we've got one of the Sahara Force Indias around at the front stretch, as Francis McGinn sets his 9th fastest time. And that was wild there at the end of that lap. So that'll reset the back half of the starting order a little bit. Francis McGinn is 9th, Hugh Stitchy is 10th, Schmicky Mickey 11th, Louis Quinlan 12th, Kieran Evans 13th, Cameron Weston Edwards dropped to 14th fastest. So quite the run there, and see as we run down here, Crocodile, that is Cameron Weston Edwards. We have Little Pieces 15th, Shark Boxhorn who crashed out 16th fastest, Wasted Times in the other Sahara Force India, that's Sue Pottertini 17th, and Callum Lantham rounding out your 18 drivers. See Callum sent a 113, he's way off the pace. So here we go, ready for the start of the race. We'll do a quick reconnaissance lap. And technically the record stands. We are 6 for 6 now. 6 different rounds, 6 different pole sitters for the start of this race. Super Guy NL, not 100% sure who he really is, but looks like this might be his first outing. Sets pole time 1:06.5. We got quite a few reserves running today. Got some discussion going on behind the scenes about the qualifying there at the end. Francis McGinn a little upset with a couple of the drivers ruining his qualifying lap. So they're off, do the reconnaissance lap, put some heat into the tires. Super Guy NL, as I just said, 6 different pole sitter this year. He's rocking the Haas F1 car. Felix Neguar, he'll be starting second. He is your championship points leader, even though he's missed the last 2 rounds. He's gone 3 for 3 so far this year. Entered 3 races, won 3 races. He hasn't been running since round 3 of Mexico. But he does have a 8-point championship lead over Brandon Glover. Glover will be starting 6th today. Lewis Marshall will be starting 3rd. Joshua Dangle, who has proven to be a scrappy young fella, he's starting 4th. Sandre has been pretty solid all season, starting 5th. Brandon Glover, he is your round 4 Brazil winner. He's starting 6th. Everything is 0, making his, he's one of the backups. It's TJ McLean, one of the reserves. Apparatical, late addition. He's in the other Mercedes Petronas car. Francis McGinn in the Red Bull Renault, starting 9th. Schmicky Mickey, I believe he is a reserve driver for Scuderia Ferrari. He may have been moved up to full-time in the absence of Guy Hamilton and Rob Sawyer, so the Ferrari team doesn't even have the same drivers that it started with at the beginning of the year. Louis Quinlan in the other Haas is 11th. Kieran Evans, 12th. Cameron Weston Edwards, 13th. Little piece, I believe that is Jorge Carrera. Shark Boxhorn, starting 15th. Sue Partini, 16th. It says Killian Brady. That is unbeknownst to me. He is the 17th driver. Callum the Boss, and then Stick running out your top 19 drivers now. So Killian Brady looks like he is in the race. Lights are out. Time to run what you brung. They're going to take the run down into turn 1. Not a very good start for Felix Neguar. Oh, and he's got to hold off the battle from behind. And here comes the McLaren's trying to cut to the inside. Neguar got a good run coming out of turn 1. He's got the inside line. And the Haas is going to be able to just hold him off a little bit. It looks like we've got some bumping and banging going on in the back. A little bit of argy-bargy. You got drivers dropping through the field. Take a look at Kieran Evans in the mix. Schmicky Mickey in the Ferrari is dropping like a rock. Oh, and there's more wheel banging going on. Oh, and he gets pushed wide into the grass. There's another car behind him pushed wide into the grass. And you see one of the Sahara's Force Indias go around. That was Sticky. He's going to try and get back going. Take a quick look back up at the front now. Super Guy is off and running with Felix Neguar in a hot pursuit. We've got a caution in Sector 3. Sandre has dropped through the field, unfortunately. What has happened to him? Looks like he's got some wing damage. Pieces falling off. The right front wing inlets are gone. And he's going to head into the pits. Take a look at Shark Boxhorn. Looks like he may have been involved in something there as well. So look back up front now. So trying to keep up with the action in the back as well. Super Guy still out front. Felix Neguar, 6/10 behind him. And right behind him is Lewis Marshall, followed by Brandon Glover. The first 5 cars are only separated by 1.5 seconds. Look out the back of Naguar's car at Lewis Marshall. You see Francis McGinn there. Inside line, he's battling it out for 5th. Relinquishes the spot a little bit. Trying to look at his front wing to see if he's got any wing damage. Looks like he's having a little bit of a hard time trying to control the car. Take a quick look at Cameron Weston Edwards. He has moved up to 8th spot. And he is all over the back of the other Sauber. That is Joshua Dangle. And oh, and he runs wide, blows the corner. Dangle's going to be able to get a good run coming back out. Edwards tries to take a defensive line. Dangle's going to get a good run. Here comes one of the Ferraris. See if he can poke his nose in there. And that is Killian Brady in the other Ferrari. Now working lap 3, the DRS slots are going to be open as well now. So Killian Brady on the sauce. He's a very fast driver. He's your championship points leader in SRL. That is the Sandro Racing League. And while there are many SRL leagues, there is only one Sandro Racing League. And a caution in Sector 1. Looks like wasted times. That's Supartini. And he is off with a broken front suspension. Left front damaged. And looks like this is Beastie Kids as well. So they are both done. Looks like this was both done for the day. We'll take a look back up front now. And Super Guy NL has pulled out to almost a second over Felix Naguar, your championship points leader. Lewis Marshall's in hot pursuit of Naguar in 3rd. So your top 3 cars split by about a second and a half. See some jostling in the back now. TJ McLean in the Williams. Looks like he was battling it out with Francis McGinn. Joshua Dangle all over the back of Killian Brady. So Brady, who's starting in the back of the pack 17th, joined late, didn't get to qualify. He's worked his way up to 7th so far. A lot of close battles on track. You see Dangle run wide there. We're going to watch the battle with Lewis Marshall and Felix Naguar. This is actually a battle for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They are all within a second of each other. Killian Brady just set the fastest lap in the Scuderia Ferrari. Run up to the top of the hill. A little bit of a lock up there by Naguar. See Marshall go in very deep there. Gets a good run out of the corner. Marshall thought about it. Big lock up again by Naguar. So Naguar's got his hands full. He's trying to close the gap down to Super Guy NL. He's also trying to hold off Lewis Marshall in the McLaren Honda. Oh, Honda got a little squirrely coming out of that corner. So the gap now, Super Guy's been able to pull out 1.2 seconds over Naguar, so Naguar's going to be out of DRS range. However, Lewis Marshall is within striking distance. He's going to be in DRS range. We've got a 3-second time penalty for TJ McLean. And it looks like we've got Callum Latham in the back. Looks like he might have had a problem. He's gone around. He just dropped through the field and lost all of his time. Head back up to the front. And Lewis Marshall battling Felix Naguar. Behind him, you've got Francis McGinn, last week's winner, battling it out with Brandon Glover, who sits 2nd in the championship point standings. And Killian Brady has now moved up to 6th as he's gotten by TJ McLean in the Williams. A lot of close battles here at the Red Bull A1 ring here in Austria. And really, for all intents and purposes, Red Bull, this is a bull ring. It's very tiny. It's very fast. Definitely a throwback to some of the old F1 circuits that were out in the hills, a lot of elevation changes, not a lot of runoff. If you go off here, there's a good chance you're probably going to pay the price, as we saw earlier with Supartini and Louis Quinlan both out. Broken front suspensions on both of those cars. And you see nobody's really been able to pull out to a very heavy gap here yet. The gap at the front is still 1.2 back to Felix Naguar. Lewis Marshall has fallen behind a little bit. He's within 0.6 of a second of Naguar's time. Francis McGinn's running in the back of Brandon Glover's Mercedes. The Haas and the Force India, that was Louis Quinlan and Supartini. They got together a couple of laps ago. Oh, it looks like we've got one of the Williams around. Wonder if that is Callum Lantham again. And he is very slow coming out of that corner. So he's having a dreadful outing. Shark Boxhorn is into the pits. Early stop for him. Looks like he's leaving on the soft, so he's going to try. Oh, he's entering on the soft. So this is a very early stop for him if he's on soft tires. Looks like he had to do a wing change, and we've got another caution in sector 3. Let's take a look back at this battle here. Oh, it looks like Killian Brady just jumped to the inside of Francis McGinn. And what's interesting here is Killian Brady and Francis McGinn are actually teammates in the SRL League. They both rock the McLaren Hondas, but here they are fighting it out today. Killian Brady is very fast. He started 17th, and he's going to get a good run out of that corner. And it's going to be now a three-way battle for 4th, possibly 3rd. Glover's going to try and take a defensive line. Brady's going to try and go around the outside, and Marshall's going to almost touch the back end of Glover's car. So Brady's now worked his way into the 4th position. And it looks like now Felix Naguar is starting to close the gap down to Super Guy NL for the battle for the lead as we watch this 4-car battle for 3rd place. We are going to leave this battle real quick. We're going to jump to the front here. Felix Naguar is within half a second. See if he can get a good run going to the top of the hill at turn 1. He's got the DRS slot open. Not close enough to make anything happen. We look back at Killian Brady trying to keep up with all the action around here, folks. See, Brady gets a good run out of turn 1. He's on the inside of Brandon Glover. They almost bang wheels. Glover's not going to be able to hold him off. They both go in deep. Oh, and Brady pushes him wide. Strong move by Brady to take over the 3rd position. And we've got a caution in sector 2 and 3 now. So we continue to watch this battle. And Brady is going to start to pull away from this battle, and it looks like he will, within a few laps, be joining the battle for the lead here. As we jump back to that, Super Guy NL and Felix Naguar, you see Brady coming into the picture there, followed by Marshall, followed by McGinn. So your first 5 cars are covered by about 2 seconds, 4 seconds behind these battles. As we take a look here, as Felix is going to jump into the pits, you're going to pick up Joshua Dangle 5 seconds back as he runs very wide coming out of that corner. So Brandon Glover, Felix Naguar have gone into the pits. Have relinquished his 2nd place to Killian Brady, who is on the softs. He's managed to work his way up to 2nd place after starting 17th in the back of the grid. So we're going to get a little bit of a grid reset here as we go through the first cycle of pit stops. If you're pitting this early, some of these guys are going to be making a 2 or 3 stop strategy. It looks like Brady's on the soft tires. He'll be trying to run these a little later into the race, maybe making a 1-stop strategy. We're going to see if Brady can close the gap down to Super Guy NL in the Haas. He's on the Ultra Softs. Those tires may start to give up here in the next couple laps. Brady's already got the gap down to less than a second. So we see somebody drop the right side tire. It looks like a Super Guy dropped the right side tires in the gravel there just a little bit. Got a lap car that is probably Callum Lantham there in the back going around. So they get by him. He's a lap car. There goes Lantham. And Super Guy NL dives into the pits, so that gives the lead up to Killian Brady. Props to him, started 17th, and he is now leading the race after just 11 laps. Cameron Weston Edwards will now pick up the second place position. He is 8 seconds behind Killian Brady. See Joshua Dangle's gone into the pits, Brandon Glover, Super Guy NL. A lot of these guys have made pit stops so far. Looks like Brady, Edwards, Carrera, your top three are the only ones that haven't made a stop so far. Dougal 150's Kieran Evans. He's yet to make a stop as well. Callan Lantham, surprisingly, he hasn't made a stop, even though he's running 17th, and he's almost a lap behind. So take a look back at your battle for 5th place. This is Super Guy, who was your leader. So you got 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th here. Take a look at McGinn. We got cautions in Sector 1 and 2 now. Looks like that's going to be Sticky Mickey has gone around, lost the front wing. This looks like it might be the end of the front stretch, heading up to the top of the hill. So he'll certainly have to make a pit stop there. Head back to this battle. That is TJ McLean. He's running 7th. He's got Francis McGinn behind him. Looks like Felix Neguar just got around Carrera for the 3rd position. Get caution in Sector 1 and 2 again. Here we go. Lewis Marshall's all over the back of Carrera. He takes a run down to the bottom of the hill now. He's going to dive to the inside. He's going to make that stick. So Marshall picks up 4th place. Doesn't look like the Red Bull's done with him, but Marshall's going to start to pull away a little bit. So now he's going to try and close the gap to Felix Neguar. Well, Neguar has a McLaren in front of him, who has just gone very wide and off into the grass. Clearly a lap car trying to make way for the others as the lead cars come by. So we'll reset your running order here a little bit. Looks like most of the first round of pit stops are done. Killian Brady is your leader. He is way out in front. He's 11 seconds over Cameron Weston Edwards. Edwards, who sits 3rd in the championship point standings. Felix Neguar is your championship points leader. And it looks like we have a safety car. DRS is disabled. Safety car could be for the amount of debris that is laying around the track. So Neguar is your championship points leader. Sitting in 4th behind him is Lewis Marshall, then Jorge Carrera. Super Guy NL started on pole, led most of this race up until the time he pitted. TJ McLean of the Williams, he's a reserve driver. He's putting a good outing so far, running 7th. Francis McGinn, the Red Bull Renault, 8th. Kieran Evans running 9th, and Brandon Glover, who is 2nd in the championship point standings, is currently running 10th. So that rounds out your top 10 points-paying positions. And you got a lot of guys heading into the pits now, so this is going to reshuffle the order. We'll take a look at Killian Brady as he's going in and out. Jump on board with Felix Neguar. Looks like he's done another stop. Gonna swap out some tires. Brandon Glover into the pits. Cameron Weston Edwards, Carrera, Joshua Dangle, Kieran Evans. These are all making their pit stops. And lap 14 of 36, depending on what kind of tires these guys put on, a lot of these guys can run to the end. We'll take a look back up front now. The safety car is still out. You see them stacking up behind the Mercedes SLS AMG safety car. Brilliant machine. You see them stacking up behind Killian Brady now. And we've definitely got ourselves a stack up here. Look at this. Oh my, it looks like there's some banging going on in the back. Looks like that might have been one of the McLarens. And that is Shark Boxhorn, who has had nothing but bad luck this year. Looks like he got knocked off to the side. He just left the session. He's gone ghost. Looks like he's definitely got some wing damage. There's no wing inlet plates on that wing. So he was shoved aside there under the safety car. Be interesting to see how that plays out at the end of the race, if there will be a penalty instilled by the stewards or not. Very interesting. They are still under the safety car as he goes around one more time. Hopefully the safety car comes in this lap. We're definitely going to have ourselves a race here at the end of this. Killian Brady, Super Guy NL, TJ McLean's third, Francis McGinn fourth, and we got some other shuffling going around in the back here. See, one of the Williams here is now overtaking the safety car. It may be Callum Latham going pick up his lap. Mr. Chicken chimes in. He says, "What the heck? I don't know. Wish I had a better answer for you. Looks like Kieran Everett is dropping in the back of the pack here." We're going to keep an eye on this battle here as the safety car works its way around the track. And safety car, I would think, would be going in this lap. They're working their way around the lone left-hand turn of this course. Double apex corner. Hop on board with Killian Brady. Looks like the safety car should be heading in this lap, I would imagine. And he does not. So we stay under yellow. Not 100% sure as to why. The last car that we saw go off was Sticky Mickey, who had gone off at the end of turn one up here at the top of the hill. He blew the corner. I'm not sure if he made contact with another driver. He lost his front wing completely. And he's currently sitting 15th. So, folks, still trying to get a grasp on what is going on here with the safety car. Not sure if the game is glitched at this point. I'm sure the drivers are getting antsy. You see a lot of them still trying to put heat in the tires. They're all very close to one another. We have Sandro Dulius chiming in on the live chat with the live stream. I want to say hi to Sandro. He's a owner and curator of the SRL Racing League. We've talked about them a little bit today. Got a couple of SRL guys running this race, double duty. Killian Brady, your leader here in the Scuderia Ferrari, is one of those drivers as he's partaking in today's IRL race. He is also the championship points leader in the SRL League, and that is the Sandro Racing League. While there are many SRL leagues, there is only one Sandro Racing League, and it looks like the Mercedes safety car is now gone ghost, so hopefully it'll be coming in at the end of the lap. So we'll hopefully get a nice run here. Looks like Brady's laying off the gas a little bit, stacking them up. And there is no sign of the safety car, so we should get going here. Brady gets on the gas as they come around the final corner here. DRS enabled, and we are back to green, green, green. It looks like TJ McLean went wide coming out of that corner. So we're finally back under green. Killian Brady, your leader. In hot pursuit of him is your pole sitter, Super Guy NL. Behind him is going to be TJ McLean in the Williams, followed by Francis McGinn in the Red Bull Renault. Cameron Weston Edwards is fifth. Your championship points leader, Felix Naguar, sixth. Lewis Marshall in the other McLaren Honda. He is seventh. Apparatical, eighth. And we've got a scrap back here for the 9th, 10th, and 11th place. And look at this gaggle of cars behind them battling it out for the 11th place position. Oh, and that's Hustick. Oh, and it's a 3-wide battle. He gets pushed wide out. There goes the Red Bull. That was Jorge Carrera got pushed wide there in the Red Bull. Kieran Evans in the Scuderia Toro Rosso was a part of that as well. And Sticky Mickey is going around the outside to pick up the 11th place. So this gaggle of cars here. Oh, and Sticky runs wide there a little bit. Tough last couple of corners. And oh, look at that. The Williams goes very wide. And we got a caution in sector 2. And we got a 3-second time penalty for TJ McLean. So lots going on at the back here. And take a look at the front. Killian Brady has now pulled out to a 3-second lead over Super Guy NL. TJ McLean is going to be catching up to him. Apparatical picks up a 3-second time penalty now. Corner cutting. And you see Francis McGinn is starting to creep into the picture on the back of TJ McLean's Williams. Looks like Lewis Marshall just got around Cameron Weston Edwards. Oh, and Edwards drops the right side tires. Oh, and he bangs into the back and spins him. And around goes Lewis Marshall. And I am sure there's going to be some discussion at the end of the race about that. As we take a look back here again. Oh, and Lewis Marshall has left the session. So that is interesting. Lewis Marshall's car has gone ghost. He has left the session, and we've got a caution in sector 3, possibly Jorge Carrera, and he has spun his car, and around comes Marshall's car. So a quick turn of events there for Lewis Marshall. We'll pick up the battle for second here. There's second, third, and fourth. So Cameron Weston Edwards got passed by Marshall, then spins him in the lone left-hander of the course. And it makes you wonder, did Marshall leave because of Edwards' actions, or was there already an internet issue and Marshall's car went ghost and lost speed and Marshall backed into him that way? There'll be some discussion after the race, I'm sure, on that. So this is a 3-way battle for second place. Super Guy NL, followed by TJ McLean here in the Williams. He's followed very closely by Francis McGinn in the Red Bull Renault. Felix Negor started to sneak in on the back of Cameron Weston Edwards. He's going to get a good run coming out of that final corner. The DRS slot is open. In Edwards, I will say, the past couple of races I have commentated for the IRL, Edwards has been a little bit more aggressive than normal. Negwar trying, and then we got another safety car and a 5-second stop and go penalty for Jorge Carrera for speeding into the pit lane. So the safety car is back out again on lap 20, and again, probably due to the amount of debris that is laying around the track. So that was a quick 5 laps. That was definitely an interesting few laps there. Lots to keep up with. So we get a reset on the running order as of now. We'll see if anybody dives back into the pits again. It looks like Brady is going to be a taker for heading into the pits. So Brady heads into the pits. Looks like Super Guy NL stays out. That's going to drop Brady through the order a little bit. It looks like we've got another drive-through penalty for Shark Boxhorn. And Callum Lantham is now coming up as a DNF. Oh, and he's crashed under the safety car. He's got a broken left front suspension. Not sure what happened there. It looks like we are getting some word that there's possibly a lobby issue with the servers, so we're going to get a safety car possibly every 3 to 5 laps. That is the words behind the scenes right now. So it'll definitely make for some interesting racing. Working lap 21 of 36. This is the second safety car that we've had due to an apparent lobby glitch, is what I'm being told. And we've got a lot of guys that are getting 5-second penalties for speeding. I just saw another one come up for a severe collision with Sandro Racing. So we'll take a quick breather here. So Super Guy NL, who was your pole sitter, is now back as your leader under the safety car. And we've got some other guys diving into the pits. Looks like that was Joshua Dangle that jumped into the pits. That is not going to affect the running order too greatly. So Super Guy NL, he's followed by factory Renault driver Cameron Weston Edwards. He sits second on grid, third in the championship point standings. Your actual championship points leader, Felix Neguar, is running third. He is followed by Brandon Glover. Glover is actually second in the championship point standings. He's 8 points behind Neguar, so he'll be looking to try and get in front of him. Schmicky Mickey is in the Ferrari. He is taking place of Guy Hamilton, I believe. Hamilton has retired from the IRL. And then there's Killian Brady. He has led most of this race. He started 17th, worked his way to the front. He made a quick pit stop here under this safety car. He's now 6th. Justici is in the Sahara Force India, running 7th. Francis McGinn is 8th. TJ McLean's put on a good show today. Sandro Sauerhog is 10th. That rounds out your top 10 points paying positions. And Sandro Dulius on the live chat asks, who's my pick for today's NASCAR race? NASCAR will be racing 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'll be right after the end of this race. You can pick that up. Not on here, but on cable. But they're going to be in hot Atlanta today. Atlanta, Georgia, 1.5 mile track. And my pick is, I don't know. It's hard to say. Looks like the safety car is in as they go back to green. We'll get back to my NASCAR pick here in a second. But we are green, green, green. We've already got some shuffling going on in the back. Oh, and it's a 2-wide battle down to the front stretch. And that is TJ McLean. He dives to the inside. He bangs wheels with Francis McGinn. That's going to drop McGinn a spot. He's not going to be happy about that. And I think after that bold move, McLean would be wise to relinquish the position. He does. He cuts back in line. He makes one of the Mercedes go wide. And now there's a 5-second stop and go penny for Justici. He gained 2 places under quarter cutting. We're going to jump back to the front here. This is your championship points leader, Felix Neguar, on the back of Cameron Weston Edwards, as Super Guy NL has already pulled out a 1.5 second gap over the rest of the field. So right behind Felix is going to be Brandon the Man Glover, and he is going to be looking to get around Neguar to gain some points on him. Oh my goodness, but here comes Killian Brady, pushes him wide. Brady's having none of it. Brady wants to get back to the front. You see the other Ferrari in the background there. Schmicky Mickey went wide coming out of that corner. He's on the back of Francis McGinn. Take a look back up front here, Killian Brady. So Brandon Glover was looking to try and get around Felix Neguar. Brady came in like a bullet, pushed him wide. You see a lock up there from Neguar. So a 3-way battle for second now. That's Cameron Weston Edwards, Felix Neguar, and Killian Brady. 1.2 seconds behind this battle is going to be Brandon Glover in the Mercedes. You look out the back of Brady's car, and he dives to the inside of Neguar, and he gets around him for the 3rd position. So Brady showing his prowess here. He has been electrifying this year in the SRL League as your championship points leader there. And he easily gets around Cameron Weston Edwards. Edwards knows better. He's on older tires. But now Edwards is coming under attack of Felix Neguar. And oh, they bang wheels, and off goes Neguar. He's run wide. That's going to get Glover around him. DRS is enabled, and Brandon Glover just got around Felix Neguar for the 4th position. So that was a bold move. Edwards tried to shut the door, defending him off. Negwar gets pushed wide. So it's now a three-way battle for third place as Killian Brady's going to try and close the gap to Super Guy NL. When Negwar gets a good run coming out of that corner, the DRS slot is open. Glover tries to make him go, push him wide down the defensive line. But Negwar's got the handle on him. Oh, and a big lockup by Negwar, and it's going to be a crossover move by Glover to hold him back. And Glover gets back by him as they head down into the double apex left-hander here. And Negwar wants to get that position back. This is the battle for the championship points lead here, folks. If they finished the way they are now, Negwar would still be your points leader, but Glover would be able to close that gap a little bit, and it looks like Negwar is going to get a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, multiple warnings. The slots are open. And you got second, third, fourth, and fifth, all within a second of each other at the top of the hill. Meanwhile, if you head back to the front for just a second, Killian Brady is closing in on Super Guy NL. He is going to be within striking distance in the next lap or so. He's just outside of a second. And now we've got another safety car, unfortunately, as the lobby continues to glitch. You've got to get what you can while you can. And that was an unbelievable 2 laps. So we see drive-through penalties here. Got some discussion behind the scenes with the safety cars. It has made for a very interesting race. And we're going to let the field reset, get back behind the safety car. And it looks like we are going to have a red flag, supposedly at the end of lap 28. Not sure if the stewards want to suspend the race or what the deal will be there. But we'll get back to Sandro's question real quick, as he wanted to know who my pick was for the NASCAR race today. Hard to tell. It's a 1.5 mile track, so you can never count out Jimmy Johnson, who has more 1.5 mile wins than anybody else currently. You also have Martin Truex Jr., who had more 1.5 mile wins than anybody last season. So I wouldn't count those two out. Would love to see an underdog like Paul Menard or Ryan Blaney pick up their win, first win of the season. Surprisingly, Chris Buescher was really fast in practice yesterday. Didn't qualify that great. So discussion going on behind the scenes. So we try to get the field reset here a little bit. So they're catching up to the safety car now. Killian Brady is your current leader. There's a 5-second stop and go penalty for Sondre Sauerhog. Behind him is going to be Cameron Weston Edwards, whose car is currently Ghost. Not sure if he's had an internet issue or not. Super Guy NL in the Haas will be third. He started on pole. Brandon Glover fourth. Francis McGinn 5th, TJ McLean 6th, and we are now getting word of their migrating host, and looks like Cameron Weston Edwards has left the session, and he may be suspending the race. Lap 28 of 36 to go. Hopefully get an official word here in the minute. See a lot of guys are going ghost now. So quite an interesting race today. If they finish the way they are now, for all intents and purposes, Killian Brady would be your winner. Cameron Weston Edwards second.
All right.
And we have Cameron Weston Edwards to join us now to explain what is going on behind the scenes.
There's been a glitch in the lobby after Leyland left the session. It's slightly glitched the lobby, which means a safety car coming out every 4 or 5 laps. So the race has been red flagged on lap 28 because due to F1 rules, if a race is over 75% finished, it means that all full points are being awarded. But in F1, the race result is taken from 2 laps before the red flag, but because we're doing a 50% race, it only gets 1. There's only 1 lap taken off, so 4 points awarded. Super gets the win.
Super Guy NL is your official winner.
Sebastian Goncalves wins. Cameron Weston Edwards second, and I'll have to check back the footage to see behind that.
What is the status on Killian Brady?
Killian Brady, Killian's not in the league. He used to be, but he left for some reason quite a while back, and he's just being a bit childish. Someone's invited him, and he's also, another reason there's been a red flag is because he's broken Sebastian Super's front wing, my front wing, and that's probably caused damage further back as well. So
Brady is going to be unofficial.
Well, just red flag, not red flag, black flagged.
So Brady, after all that, no win for him, man. It looks like there's a lot of jostling going on here at the end of this race. Guys pushing themselves around. So I guess we'll have to look forward to the official race results on the webpage.
Yeah, well, the race report will be put up on the webpage with the full race result.
And what is that website?
The link is https://internationalracingleagues.weebly.com.
Well, there you have it, folks. Look forward to the race report. Race has been suspended at lap 28. Super Guy NL is your pole sitter and your winner. And we will have the rest of the results posted on the website later. You'll also be able to catch us next week. And where are we at next week?
Hungary,
Budapest. That'll be March 4th, same time, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, or whatever it might be in everybody else's part of the world. So, interesting day. Definitely an interesting race. I want to thank Cameron Weston Edwards for clarifying the results here. And Super Guy NL is your official winner. So check us out next week. It'll be round 7 at Hungary and Budapest. Be sure to check out the website for the full race results, or we'll catch up on that next week as well, if that'll be easier for you. For more videos on IRL, you can check them out on my YouTube page, KAMIKAZE-FOX. You can also go to Waffle. That's kind of like cauliflower, but Waffle. He's also a commentator. You can also check out GTA videos on my page as well. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can check us out next week. And there's going to be a lot of discussion behind the scenes. Penalties need to be assessed. Penalties need to be given. Killian Brady is not your winner. Black flag, Super Guy is your winner. So thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week. We'll see you then.